A very good morning to all the RPCs. Welcome to RPS Group of Schools online classes of science. Today, we will discuss Module 3, which is the topic of Chapter 10 of your textbook, Body and Movements. The topic of discussion in Module 3 is Skeletal System of Human Beings, Function of the Skeletal System, the two divisions of the human skeletal system, that is, axial system and appendicular system. All the bones in our body form a framework and provide shape to our body. It is the combination of bones and tissues associated with cartilages and joints. Almost all the rigid or solid parts of the body are the main components of the skeletal system. The bones are hard and brittle, while cartilages are comparatively soft and elastic. In human skeletal system, human skeleton is formed of 206 bones. Though infants have 300 bones at the time of birth, but some of them fuse and only 206 bones are found in an adult human being. The skeletal system is organized into two main divisions, axial skeleton and appendicular system. Axial system forms the main axis of the body, whereas appendicular system form the appendages of the axial skeleton and comprises of shoulder girdle, upper limbs, pelvic girdle, and the lower limbs that we will discuss later. Functions of the skeletal system. The main functions of the skeletal system are as follows. Skeletal system forms the framework that supports and gives shape to the body. Protection. It surrounds and protects inner delicate organs like lungs, heart, brain, eyes, etc. Attachment of muscles for movement and locomotion. It provides attachment to the skeletal muscles and helps in the movement of body parts like arms, legs, etc. It also helps in locomotion and handling of various objects. Formation of blood cells. Red blood cells and white blood cells are produced in the bone marrow of some bones. Storage of minerals in the body. In addition to its mechanical functions, the bone is a reservoir for minerals. The bone stores 99% of the body's calcium and approximately 85% of the phosphorus. Now let's discuss the axial skeleton. The axial skeleton runs along the body's central axis, therefore, it is called the central core of the human body. The axial skeleton is composed of 80 bones and comprises of skull bone, thoracic cage or rib cage, and vertebral column or backbone. Skull. Skull is a hard structure made up of small bones. It forms the cranium and the face. Skull is formed of 22 bones, out of which 8 bones are fixed together to form the cranium and 14 facial bones fuse to form the face. Cranium. Cranium is a brain case and protects the delicate organ brain. The only bone which has movable joint is the lower jaw, or it is called mandible. This movable joint is supported by muscles and ligaments. Skull placed on the top of the backbone can be moved up, down, and sidewards. Another part of the axial skeleton is vertebral column. The bones protecting the spinal cord are called vertebral column. It extends from the base of the skull to the hips and is made up of 33 individual bones termed as vertebrae. The vertebrae are stacked on top of each other and are grouped in 5 regions. It is the neck region called cervical region having 7 vertebral bones. Chest region, also called as thoracic region, having 12 vertebrae. Belly region, or called lumbar region, have 5 vertebrae. Hip region or sacrum, having 5 fused vertebral bones. Tail region or coccyx, having 4 fused vertebrae. Backbone, having 33 small bones in total, helps our body stay erect and provides posture. Another part of axial skeleton is ribcage. Ribs are bent to form the chest bone. The chest bone and backbone together join to form the rib cage. The rib cage consists of 12 ribs on each side of the chest or 12 pairs of ribs. It protects our internal organs such as heart and lungs. Ribs that are attached with the sternum are called true ribs. The first 7 ribs are attached with the sternum or the breastbone. The last, that is, 8th, 9th, and 10th pair of ribs are not attached to the sternum. They are called false ribs, but they are attached with the 7th ribs. The last 2 pair of ribs, that is, 11th and 12th pair, are not attached to the sternum and thus are called floating ribs. The false ribs include the floating ribs that are not attached to the sternum at all. Now let's discuss the appendicular skeleton. The bones of the appendicular skeleton are so called because they are appendages of the axial skeleton. The appendicular skeleton includes the bones of shoulder girdle, upper limbs, pelvic girdle, and lower limbs. The pectoral or shoulder girdle consists of the scapula, commonly called shoulder blade, and clavicles that are also known as collarbone. The pectoral girdle or shoulder girdle consists of the scapula and clavicles as shown in the diagram. The pelvic girdle is the ring-like bony structure in the lower part of the body composed of 3 fused bones. They help in forming joints with long bones. Together with the last 2 parts of the backbone, it forms a large bony bowl called pelvis. The upper limbs include the bones of the arm, humerus, that is, forearm, forms of radius and ulna, wrist and hand. The only bone of the arm is the humerus, which joins with the forearm bones, the radius and ulna, at the elbow joint. The ulna is the larger of the two forearm bones. The hand includes 8 bones in the wrist, 5 bones that form the palm, and 14 bones that form the fingers and the thumb. The wrist bones are called carpus, together called carpals. The bones that form the palm of the hand are called metacarpals. The phalanges are the bones of the fingers. The lower limbs include the bones of the thigh, leg, and foot. The femur is the only bone of the thigh. It articulates or attaches with the 2 bones of the leg, the larger tibia, commonly known as the shin, and smaller fibula. The thigh and leg bones attaches at the knee joint that is protected and enhanced by the kneecap called patella bone. The bones of the foot include the tarsals or called tarsals, metatarsus or metatarsals, and phalanges. With this, we end up module 3. We'll join you soon with another module. Till then, take care of yourself. Goodbye.